Escape from Tomorrow is a recently released movie that is being hailed as the ultimate guerrilla film because it was shot inside Disney theme parks without permission from Disney. This led to an incredible, complex, yet discreet film shoot where cast and crew had to stealthily make their way past the theme park gate security and then film a 90-minute movie in the midst of busy tourists and all kinds of other contingencies. Upon viewing the film, I must say that I very much enjoyed it. It is both a comical portrayal of the average citizen living in quiet desperation, but also a sobering reminder of the near religious status that Disney theme parks have in the hearts and minds of Americans. One of the clearest themes in Escape from Tomorrow is the notion that Disney theme parks have become a form of escapism for people. Even the title itself implies that Disney is a way for people to escape from tomorrow, to forget, at least for a few days of vacation, how miserable our everyday lives are.
Look, I want to have one final decent last day here, okay? That's all I ask. All right?
Okay.
All right, it's our last day.
Whether tomorrow means another day of working at a job you hate, or another day of dealing with a marriage that's unfulfilling, or another day of slaving away to take care of children who seem entirely ungrateful for you, it seems most people have a lot to escape from, and Disney, in many ways, provides that escape, if only for a few days a year. It's also interesting, of course, that vacation in general, not just to Disney World, is marketed literally as a form of escape. Think about all the ads you've ever heard for vacationing to some island paradise in the Bahamas. A common marketing term used in these commercials is escape. Escape to the Bahamas. Escape is often a word used to describe someone who is being held captive, like a prisoner or a slave, or at least when you're trying to get away from something you don't like. And technically, most Americans do feel like prisoners or slaves. They are prisoners to the jobs they hate, to the marriages that don't fulfill them, to their governments, to their tax systems, to their seemingly ungrateful children, to their fears, to their religions. So, from a marketing perspective, if you're trying to convince the average person to put down a few grand for a trip to the Bahamas, I suppose the word escape is a great motivator. Another undeniable theme in Escape from Tomorrow is that of men in midlife crises. The main character in the film, Jim White, is clearly a sexually frustrated 45-year-old. Although he loves his wife, he clearly fantasizes about sex with younger, prettier girls. In fact, throughout the film, Jim becomes obsessed with two young, pretty French girls, one of which seems so young it's probably illegal in most countries. He fantasizes about them throughout the theme park, and whenever he gets a chance to, he follows them onto a ride, even if his son or daughter hates the ride. And of course, it's fascinating because the high divorce rate in America, along with the tendency of spouses to cheat on each other even though they are supposed to be together until death do us part, is a sobering reminder of how permanent, loyal, monogamous relationships so often tend to fail. And hey, I've been to Disney theme parks before, and it's true. I spend 90% of the time sightseeing one of the best attractions the park has to offer. Hundreds upon hundreds of young pretty girls in skimpy clothing, giggling and sweating under a hot Orlando sun. For Jim White, going to Disney in some ways has the opposite effect of that which he intended, because Disney was supposed to be an escape from the typical misery of his normal life, yet in reality it has only reminded him all the more of his quiet desperation. Throughout their vacation at Disney, the hassles of parenting, sexual frustration, and marital problems persist. This shows that no matter how much we try to escape reality, no matter how hard we try to smother our faces in the animated joy of our favorite Disney characters, and certainly no matter how much money we try to spend to distract ourselves, reality will follow and eventually find us no matter what.
What's a balloon?
Maybe later, sweetie. Okay, fine. Why don't we all just go back to the hotel, okay? Is that what everyone wants? Does that sound good?
The irony is that Disney parks, although designed as a distraction for us away from reality, actually remind us even more of the mundane lives we attempt to escape from. Because the contrast between what we hope Disney will be, which is a magical world away from the harshness of life, and what it turns out to be, simply another reflection of our everyday lives, actually makes us that much more aware of the quiet desperation we live day to day with. It's kind of like the old saying, wherever you go, there you are. We use Disney as a way to escape from our lives, to distract ourselves from the present moment by looking forward into the future for our vacation at the end of the year. And it's not just with Disney, it could also apply with any vacation, sometimes for some people. But once vacation comes, it's not long before who you are, and the fact that you are miserable at a deep level, follows and catches up with you even inside the enchanted gates of Disney World.
Wait, yeah, what about the fireworks?
I've seen enough for one day. This vacation's over. How about the fish? No.
The irony in this, of course, grows deeper and deeper because all the basic elements that make our lives miserable persist anyways while we're at Disney. Hordes of money still has to be spent on entry tickets, travel costs, hotel rooms, overpriced food, and other essentials. We want to believe Disney is a magical place above and beyond the basic factors that run the world, but beneath all the glitter and charm, money is still a requirement for this fantasy. You will still have to spend hours waiting in lines under a hot sun, reminding you that you are still an average Joe who has to get to the back of the line just like everybody else. It seems not even the magic of Mickey could solve the problem of overpopulation and efficiency. And at the end of the day, one of the greatest reminders of our basic biology will follow us through the park, as overweight Americans stop every hour and a half to eat, use the bathroom, vomit, or any combination of those simultaneously. No, underneath the magic of the Magic Kingdom are bathrooms overflowing with feces and hungry tourists gobbling down turkey legs. At least at home, you don't have to wait in line to use the bathroom. At least at home, you're not sharing your toilet with thousands of strangers. Another theme in Escape from Tomorrow, which may or may have not been a deliberate effort by the director, is that of using Disney as a way to shield our children from reality. Certainly, if we as parents and grown adults feel compelled to immerse ourselves in fantasy to escape from the reality of our mundane lives, then it shouldn't be surprising that we'd strive to immerse our children in that fantasy as well. This is certainly true throughout the film, as it seems that the ultimate priority of the parents is to make sure their children have fun at Disney. And of course, the only thing the children want is to immerse themselves in delusion. They want to go on this ride, they want to buy that toy, they want a picture with their favorite fictional character. Their entire lives are about delusion and fantasy. Now, this might seem like a harsh criticism of children, because they're just children, right? Sure, but don't forget that it's not just children who scramble to live in fantasy. Have you forgotten about the quiet desperation of Jim White and so many other non-fictional people in real life who seek a distraction from reality by immersing themselves in the fantasy of a Disney theme park? Remember, this film was shot inside an actual Disney park, so to a certain degree it's a non-fictional documentary of reality. The tendency to smother our children in fantasy is rampant today in real life. We shower our kids in cartoons, replace real-world idols with animated superheroes, brainwash them at an early age with fictitious beings like Santa Claus or certain religious figures, and on and on and on. In a world that worships delusion, it's no surprise that a fantasy land is the happiest place on earth. In all, Escape from Tomorrow is entertaining to watch, tantalizing to think about, and fascinating to talk about when it comes to how it was filmed. The way it was filmed using stealthy guerrilla tactics inside the gates of Disney is worth the movie on its own. I recommend you guys go out and watch it, if not for the parallels to modern life, then certainly to see Disney in a way you've probably never seen it. Thanks guys, much more videos to come. If you like this one, hit the like button and subscribe to my channel for more content. Take care guys.